Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Berlinale Talents 2015, A Space Discovery, and today, Basic Trust, Growing Relationships with Actors, in cooperation with Berlinale Generation. We will talk about how to create story worlds truly eye-to-eye with young protagonists of all ages. And we're very proud to have director and writer Ursula Meier with us today, giving insight in her work on set and her strong relationship she has built with young actor Kacey Mottet Klein and other non-professional and professional actors. Ursula Meier's debut Home won several Swiss Films Awards, and her second film Sister premiered at Berlinale 2012, won a Silver Bear, and was nominated for the European Film Awards. Her latest short film, Kacey Mottet Klein, Bird of an Actor, had its premiere, I think, yesterday at the Generation program, and we're very happy to have you here. But before we start, and before I give over the microphone to Natascha Noack, I'd like to introduce you to our wonderful moderator. Natascha is a dancer and choreographer, translates films and film theory, appears as a voice-over artist, and is a member of the selection committee of Berlinale Generation. Please enjoy.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. Thank you especially, Ursula, for coming. And thank you, of course, Berlinale Talents for giving us the opportunity to talk about basic trust, growing relationship with actors. We are both a little bit sick, Ursula and I. So if we have like some strange things that we are doing between the talks, or if you feel that we are a little bit dizzy and not quite up to the point, please excuse us. We're in a special situation today. So we will talk about trust. I think there's many different levels and aspects of trust. And how is it linked to creating or growing a relationship to an actor, between the director and an actor? And maybe if we have the time, we will even go before that. We will ask, is there maybe an establishment of trust before you even meet up with the actor? Maybe even in the writing process. Is there something that is happening to establish trust between actor and director? And of course, we will focus a little bit on young actors, on the work with children or young adults. So this is what is expecting us this afternoon, and you will see some excerpts from the film, so we have something concrete to talk about. I have many questions, and I'm very interested in her as a filmmaker, so I could talk 1.5 hours with her, but it's your panel, so you are very much invited to intervene, to participate, to ask questions, to make commentaries. I will at a certain point open up the discussion to the public, but if there's something urgent or really like directly connected to something we are seeing or talking about, please just speak up. I think there should be microphones in the room, is that right? Okay, so you just give a hand sign and you will get a mic and can ask or make a commentary. Okay. Basic trust. Ursula, do you remember your very first experience of directing an actor? The first time you did this work at all?
It's a good question. Guten Tag. Yes, I was very young. I remember now. I was 14 and I decided to make a feature film. And I was crazy. And so I work in a shop to have money, and sorry for my poor English. If you don't understand, Natascha will help me. And so I work in a shop, and I bought a video camera, and I decided to make a feature film during 2 summers. And so my father acted in the film, my brother, my sister, and a friend. She was the main character, and she was not really actress, she was amateur actress. And so I work with her. And it's very funny because there was a portrait about my work, and I give for the first time some extract picture from this movie. And I heard how I talk to the actor. It's exactly the same as now. It don't change. It's very strange.
Your voice and
yes.
The way of talking to the actor.
And I was so surprised because I don't see this material before I shoot the film, because I don't edit the film because of the sound. The sound comes from the camera, so it was very bad sound. So I decided not to edit, and it was not the problem to finish the film, because at this moment I was very cinéphile, and I read a lot about movie, about les cahiers du cinéma and so, and I just want to confront my desire with make movie. If maybe I just stay as a cinéphile or so I decided to make a movie very quickly. That's why I shoot this feature film, so I can edit, but the sound was so bad that I decided, but it's not a problem. After this shooting, I say, okay, I want to make film.
So in that work with the actor, was there already something that you said, oh yes, I know how to do this, or it's something I love doing, to like direct an actor, to tell them what to do, or to guide them somewhere in a jungle?
Yes, during this film, I think I experiment a lot of things. When I saw the rush,
the raw material.
Yeah. I talked during shooting, and I written on evening for the day after, and the dialogue also. And sometimes it was really written, and sometimes no. And for example, the actress worked in a cafe in the film, and she really was servant in the cafe. So she was mixed with the population. So
the public, yeah.
Yes, and it looked like documentary. And I said that during shooting, and so it was a balance between very strict direction and sometimes improvisation or so, and so.
Okay, I would like to come back to that aspect of improvisation a little bit later, but first let's start to talk about Kacey Mottet Klein. He's an actor you've been working with for at least 3 films now, I think, two long ones and one short film. And we will just see an excerpt of the short film, which is being screened at the Berlinale Generation section this year. And we will just see like a few minutes of that film to start the discussion about the work with this young actor. So let's roll the film. Ursula, when you see this excerpt and you hear what he's saying about acting, you've known him for a long time now.
Yeah.
Do you recognize some of your own words to him? Is there some of the things that he's saying, is that something you gave to him in your direction? It's a bit nasty, the question.
Yeah. No, yes, of course, because he never acted before he was 8 years old, so he was not an actor, he never acted, he have no idea what mean acting. So maybe, yes, he burst with me as an actor, yes, for sure, yeah. But we start not with Sister, but with Home, my first film. And this is a story of a family. And there is a lot of scene with all the family. And so it was...
Yeah, we will see some of that later.
Yeah, and so it was very important for me because if you have, in the film there is Isabelle Huppert, Olivier Gourmet, so it's very huge actors. And if the boy is not good, the scene is not good. So it was so important for me that Casey has to be good. So I make a big work with him, not on the script, but on what's mean acting. So in the life, it was a very long experience with him, amazing work. And for sure, what he said, maybe it's what also I think, but it's his word in the film. I take a zoom, a sound appareil, and I talk with him, and this is his word, it's not mine, really. I heard what he said, and I just asked him to say it again, but more short and more with an interior voice, not like a reportage or something like that, more that you have to live what he said. And he don't read the text, it's really his words. It was very important for me that it's not my word. But as you said, of course, at the end, I recognize something what I think about what's mean acting, of course.
So let's go a little bit farther behind. When you were looking for the actor, for the little boy in home. What were you looking for? What was it you were interested in? And how did you find him then?
When I don't expect something, I just want to fall in love. And when I'm not in love with actor, I can't film them. So I put the camera on Casey and I say, okay, it's him. I don't know how to explain because he's like Léa Seydoux in a way. When you put the camera on Léa, the camera loves her. There is grace, la grâce? Grace, and Casey, it's not the same. In the life, you see Casey, it's okay, and you put the camera on him, and something happens. And I like that with actor. I can't explain why. This is, for me, the big actor are like that. They are not the same. And so for home, we make a very, very big casting in Switzerland. Classical casting with annons in the newspaper and so and so. And maybe I saw all the the children from the French part of Switzerland because I'm very obsessional person. So we decide to make in parallel sauvage casting.
Yes, wild casting.
In the street, and so we go in places where there is a lot of children. And we can go directly to faces we like or so, and it's really more easy, I think, to find a good face. And we find Casey like that. He was in the Marathon of Lausanne. He go to see his brothers. And the producers, Swiss producers, saw him and say, do you want to make a casting? And so. And it was very funny because when I cast him for the first time, usually the children are with the parents, they don't want to go to the casting and so. And suddenly I saw a little boy who was running to the, to the place where we do the casting, and he was ill like me, totally ill. And he was so, he wants to make the casting, to play, and he have a desire really to act. He like acting, Casey. Yeah.
So what happens next? You have chosen your actor, and now comes the moment of establishing the trust between you and him that makes it able for you to ask him to do maybe also difficult things. And what happens? What is the next step?
I don't want to work on the film because I do maybe the opposite what we do normally when we work with actor. Usually. I think that usually director steals something from the children he chose because the children look like the character, and I do the opposite with Casey. I really want that he understand what's mean acting, because when you see him home, he have to do a lot of things. He have to put water on Isabelle Huppert, to say the text, so we have to do it again and again, and it was not easy for the shooting with cars, and so I really want that he understand what's mean acting. It's to embody a character, and I don't work on the script. I do a very empiric work. I can't explain. It was very experimental. And for example, we go to dinner together, and he said a sentence to someone, and I say, just repeat how you say that, just immediately, and he do that, and I say, you see how you say that in the life, and also I work with the camera at first because he look all the time the camera. And the first thing I do with him, it's at the start of this movie, I say, just look at the camera with nothing. No smile, no neutral. And I say, now you can look how long you want, but after you never look again to the camera. So just look the camera,
That's
please.
the beginning of that film, that short film. It's really nice.
And he looks the camera maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And it's important to see this strange eye for children. It's not so easy. And one thing was very important that I say, this boy is is amazing. It's that it was the second time I saw him, and I say, what you like in the life, Casey? What you like to do, and so, and he tell me, I like thinking. And I say, oh yes, you like thinking, but what you do? He say, oh, I'm on my bed and I sit and I think. Yeah, and I said,
I can relate to that. I like that too.
And I say, okay, just think. And so I shoot him, and he's thinking, and he's thinking so hard that he was like that. Really, he was thinking so deep. And at one moment I stop and say, what you are thinking about? And he say Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic, because it was his favorite film at this moment. And I say, yeah, he understands what means acting. Because usually you say that to a child or even to an adult, and he look like, I think, he can do like Rodin, you know, something I'm thinking. But he don't look like. I say, think, he thinks, and that's all. That's acting. It's to act. And I say, he's very clever. He has something with acting, this boy.
Wow, that's really impressive. He's saying in that short film also at some point, well, maybe let's come back to the typecasting that you talked about, that many directors choose a
Yes.
person for the type.
Yes, and
that they
I
are.
really do.
And I have an experience with, maybe I won't tell you the name, but a famous director, a woman who worked with children, actors, and when she came to Generation to show her film, I gave her a compliment on the direction of the actresses, small children, like maybe 7, 9, 2 girls, and I said, they act beautifully. And she told me, yeah, but it's a pity because after the first film they're done with. And I was so shocked by this remark. She said, because what she meant is that they lose all their natural grace and all the natural approach to what they are doing. And I've seen the complete opposite in your work. And I'm really interested by that, intrigued and also very positively surprised that you kind of accompany the evolution of an actor and you let him develop himself as a person also. So maybe you can comment on that.
Yes, no, it was very important that he discovered at first his body, and he can touch his limits also. So, for example, I say not cry, cry. It's
Shout.
Shout.
Yeah.
Yes, and he do that, and I say no, more and more. He say no, I can't. I say yes, you can, and I do it, and he say oh. So he go and he go and he go, and he discovered himself in a way. He discovered his voice. He discovered that he can go very low with the voice. What's mean just with to say something like that, or more murmurer?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, and he discovered that his body is like a music instrument, and this work was great. And what is great with a child is he don't have how to say, he don't have method, he don't have a tic, you know, tic.
Yes, like tics or yeah.
Yes, as an actor, and sometimes with professional actor, I do the same that I did with Casey. I say
you start from the
nothing,
beginning.
and now we build, but forget everything, and we because sometimes they are overacting, and so I say, like Casey, just look at the camera, and now we build, and
I would love to come back to that, but this is a very nice transition to our next clip, I think, because we were talking about the body and the limits of the body and how you make somebody go further than what they think they can do, and maybe just talk a little bit about the context of the film, because we will just see a very short part of it, of your very first feature film, Les épaules solides.
Des épaules solides, die Sprinterin in Germany.
Solid shoulders.
Yeah. It was a command from the channel Arte, and we were 5 directors male and 5 directors female to make a TV film about male and female. It was a
male and female.
Male and female. And we have to shoot with small camera. And so I decided to make a film. I take the proposition at the first difference. This is the body, and I decided to put the story in a sport because I think it was a better approach to speak about body. I think, yeah.
Okay, so let's see an excerpt of this film. So, showing us this part of your film, do you think you can compare sports at this level to acting, and also maybe the coaching of a sport person to the coaching of an actor?
Yes, it's very funny because when I finished this film, I understand a lot of things later because I made a lot of sport before I discovered cinema. I made athleticism, like the main character. And so I was in the body, I was in sport a lot. And then when I was 14, I discovered the cinema. And at this moment, I don't stop sport, but I don't care about sport anymore. And I shoot my my film with my camera video. And it's not so stupid because it's question of body. For me, an actor is just a body in front of the camera, and the story of the film is the story of Sabine. And she understands during the film that she needs a coach. She needs someone that look at her and say, "No, you have to do that like that or like that." And she thinks that she can do it alone. That's why she filmed herself. And she look at the TV and say, "Oh, I have to change that or that," and she don't understand that she need an eye, someone who can mettre en scène le corps to
direct
like a director and an actor, and there is a real actor, and also Fatia, we saw in the film, was a France championne de France from
champion
France on athletics. She's not an actor.
So it's the real champion.
Yes,
real person,
and
yes.
so I mix real actor and real sport, and also Jean-François Stévenin, who act in the film, the coach. He's also a director. So it's, and on the shooting, I say actor, athlete. I was confused with the word. I'll say athlete, actor. I mixed. And it's also a question of performance in a way.
Yes, and of testing the limits, of going
yes.
beyond what you think that your limits are.
Yes.
But exactly, because we're talking about trust also now. In the story of the film is also that this girl is asking too much of her body.
Exactly.
She's exploiting her body.
Yeah.
So where is that limit? I mean, what is that limit also for you in your work with an actor? When do you know, I ask too much, maybe I'm not listening, like she's not listening to her body? At some point, she doesn't get the messages that are sent back from her body to her. She's only asking and demanding. And can this happen also in your work with an actor, that you're not listening, or you're not taking all the information that you need to know how far can I go?
No, I think that it's a trust between the actor and the director. And what is very important, that I like to push the actor very, very, very far, but I prepare that with him. And for example, on the shooting on home, during my work with Casey, before shooting, when I explained all the experimental way we work, there was a girl who she assisted me, not really assist, but she looked what I did. She wanted to learn also, and she was here most of the time, and she just take notes. And after on the shooting, she told me, remember when you did that, he do like that. So she was like my memory of this huge work. And it was great because on the shooting, I asked her that she prepare like an athlete, the two young actors, because there was another young actress, and like an actor, and she was in a room, and she worked with them, and for not all the scene, but for the very, how to say, physical scene. And she worked with them, and she with a talkie, she said, no, I need 10 minutes more, and so, and she prepared, really like an athlete. And when she say, okay, they come, don't spend too much time, go, and they come on the shooting, and now I push them more far and more deep and more. So it was very interesting to work with someone who help you,
establish this preparation for
you.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Like an athlete. And I think also that the huge actor are like the huge athlete, and the film talk about that also, is that Sabine, the main character, want to be a big athlete, but she will never be that. And she work and she fight herself. She spoke to her body. She say, please go, and she tried to do the best to be better, but she will never be a great athlete because she don't have this light or this. And I think with you can't explain why a big athlete, like a big actor, why he's so incredible or amazing. This is a grace. I think this is something you can't explain, and I think this is, you can't compare in a way.
Talking of grace, I read somewhere that you're also inspired by dance, contemporary dance for your, and there's, of course, there's a part of sports and dance, which is the physical performance, but there's also something else. Yeah. So maybe we can talk a little bit about rhythm, about the rhythm of the body, how you work with rhythm when you prepare the actors. We were talking about this before, that sometimes you give them a timing. Yes, sure. Because this is also something that happens in dance, that there's like this tension between being on time and being free. And you have to somehow find the right tension between freedom and being on time and coming back to precision, to being very precise.
Yes, I do it a lot on Sister with Casey, because it was what was very difficult for him is that there is a lot of scene where he is alone. He have no partner. And it was the most difficult scene. It don't look like, because you have psychological scene with Léa Seydoux and so, and as an actor you say, oh my God, it was so difficult to do, and it was not so difficult. What was more difficult is when he was alone. For example, the first scene in the toilet in Sister, he is alone and checks the material he stole just before. And he have to go very quickly because he have to look like a professional thief. Sorry, and Casey is very slow in the life. So and I say, no, Casey, go faster, please. And I give the rhythm. And the first scene, maybe in my toilet, he do it maybe 100 times just to have the rhythm, because I can't believe he is a thief. So I say, no, Casey, you're too slow. You are not precise. And so I give him the rhythm, 1, 2, 3, like that, and say faster, faster, and we do it again, and we do it again. And his body, day after day, he can't do it. And it was so difficult for him. He have no partner, he have no dialogues, he just have to do very quickly things. And it was for him the most difficult scene. It's strange, but it's true. Yeah.
So we heard about precision, about physical preparation. So what is the part of improvisation in the preparation and also maybe in the shooting? Does that happen at all, or is it very very precise, everything you give the directions?
No, I like to prepare a lot, not too much, because what could be terrible is to have an amazing scene in a repetition, and when you shoot, I think that you have one time, the grace or something, wow. And so if you have it in repetition, this is terrible for me. I don't want, I just work and push the actor and I say, okay, stop, we stop, because I can feel that if I go deeper
You will have the performance there, and you will not have it later in the shooting.
I'm sure of that, really. And we saw the work with Léa Seydoux, and it was during the casting. I really want that she cry and he come to her, and it was not in the script. And this picture, I say to my co-writer, I say, I want this picture in the film. This is very important. This image of these two people who can't dialogue anymore, the mother and the son. And so we include the scene in the script later. But during the work, I have this scene, and it was beautiful during. And I say, oh my God! And the first time I say to Léa, please do it the same you do when we have repetition. So it was very hard for her and for me to say, just do it again, because it's stupid. So I don't like to have to, I just feel, because I think that when you work with actor, it's very intuition. Of course there is method and so, but I don't believe too much in this kind of things. Of course it helps sometimes, but I believe in intuition, and I'm very physically when I directed actor, because maybe I come from sport, I don't know, but I'm very like a coach. I like to, oh, thanks a lot. I'm very like a coach, and I take the actor and say, yes, do it. And so I'm very physically and very, I work really with my intuition. So sometimes I saw something, it was not in the script, and I can use it and say, oh, it's a good idea. For example, in Sister, during the writing, I say to my co-writer, I want that one moment he want to kill her mother. He say, oh no, he will not kill her mother. I say, yes, I feel that something will have. So, and this idea disappear. And when they fight, at one moment they fight very hardly. And I can't feel with the body, it don't work. So sometimes it don't work, and you say, why it don't work? And you have to change, of course. And Casey do something, because he still watch, and she fight him. And so she fight him. And during the scene, Casey do like that at one moment to Léa, and I say, oh my God, and I say, okay, you want to kill her at this moment. So this idea was very old, but I saw this gesture of Casey, and I say, do it and go more in this way, you want to kill her at this moment. So sometimes but it was also the work during the writing and all it's not improvisation like that, it have a sense at this moment. You understand my English, okay? Because
I hope. Question marks.
If not, tell me, please.
I think we can almost pass to the next excerpt of the film, but maybe there are some questions already. Yes.
Did you receive some influences by the other directors in your first experience? And if yes, how you translated this experience on set? Thank you.
Which experience?
Like, did you... this is a question I was about to ask, so I'm very thankful to you. Who were you influenced by? I mean, what inspiration do you have from other directors regarding the work with the actors? And how do you translate it into your work?
No, it's very funny because I like contradiction, but I'm totally contradiction because my master director when I was young was Robert Bresson. And when you saw the film of Robert Bresson, they are not really acting, they are gesture, they are not actor. And I fall in love with the film of L'Argent from Robert Bresson, for example. And
The Money in English.
Yeah. And but I don't go in this way. It's funny. So I how to say? I'm not so. I think that I push something my own way. I think in a way. Of course, I like so much Maurice Pialat, John Cassavetes, and so. But in a way, I think it's important to feel in yourself there is no method with actor. This is someone in front of you. It's not an actor. It's someone. This actor, non-actor, amateur. I don't care, and we have to go somewhere. How we can go with the best way to there you want to go. So I think all methods are good. So I'm not so influenced with other director. I try to follow my intuition, and I think it's very important to follow our intuition, because at the end it's you talk to the actor. It's not your reference or someone. It's you with your words, with your body, with.
So, if Berlinale invited you to hold a masterclass for these people and to teach them how to work with actors, you would refuse because you think you cannot teach it?
Yeah, no. I do some workshop with actor and with director about that, but it's like a kitchen. You have to be inside and to have the hand in the mechanic, and to be on the stage and say, okay, now go deeper. So at this moment, your sentence say that. It's a work in process, but I don't have reference of director like that. Yes, it's important to be in the work, and sometimes you write something and it don't work with actor, and it's not good to say I want that to go in a way. No, it don't work. So you have to see what happened and to look at your actor. It's so important just to look them and to say, okay, I will change and I will go in this way, and maybe we can go more like that, and so it's very a mix between intuition and control. Always, you control, of course, when you direct it, and you see, and it's come back, and you say something again, and when I shoot, I like to speak with actor during shooting. I like that because I have no memory. This is my big problem. And when I say cut, I leave the scene with the actor. I'm inside, and so I say, okay, this. I say cut, and I forget everything. It's horrible. So that's why I start talking with actor. And it was good because my first short film, there is no words, so it was good. I can talk as long as I want, but now there is words. But that's why, because of my memory, I like to do it at the moment. So, for example, Casey say something, and directly I say, no, do it again immediately, and I know that I will cut, and so. And sometimes I say nothing.
This brings me to something I wanted to ask about the film about the sports. There's the scene where she bangs.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that you created in some way the violence also through the editing, not only asking the actor to go violently. So is this a choice you make consciously? You say, okay, I can spare my actor like a certain violence because I can create this violence also through the editing?
Never. No. For me, you have to be in one shot, and if the editing can give more, it's great. But if it's not during the shooting, I can't. And it's funny because with this actress, we fight all the shooting. And when it's finished, the day of shooting, we were in love, and so we drink together. We were the best friend. And on the set, it was so. And I think that she needs that also, because at this scene, that's why I want to show this, because when she go on the boom, she come to me and she say, you want that, yes, you want that, and she go again, and she was, elle s'est fait mal, là. She was
hurt.
Hurt herself, and so, and it was very.
She's a tough one.
Yeah, and it was very strange, because I think that she needs this violence against me and me again, because I was not very nice to her also, because I want that she go very, very far, and I ask a lot to my actors usually. Yeah.
So you talked about the fact that sometimes there's only one time when it really comes out, the moment of grace, and you don't want to prepare too much, because sometimes then it would come out in the preparation. I imagine this was very complicated when you have many actors together. I mean, it's one thing if you have one actor, and it's another thing if you have many. So let's see the excerpt of Home, where we have many different actors, professionals, non-professionals, and some world stars. So and then talk about that a little bit after. How do you create this magic? I mean, this is like flow and choreography, and everybody is there at the same time, and wow, it's a huge challenge. How do you do that?
No, for writing it was very, very difficult. The script of Home, this movie, there is not a lot of dialogue, because usually when you read a script, you have just your turn, dialogue, turn, dialogue, turn, dialogue, usually. And here I have to write like a choreography. I say in front you have that, in the back you have that, and so, and it's like, maybe I don't know how choreographs work, how they write, but it was something like that. So the script was very difficult to write. And it's interesting because in this scene, the character of Casey is really the center when I see it again. And he is in a way the metteur en scène of the scene, because everything is around him. He is the center of the scene, and the other actor have to build around him.
Did he realize he was that important? Did he know that?
No, of course no. no. But what the work we do when I start with Casey was to keep this this fresher, how we say this a kind of
freshness.
Yes, and to keep it and to give him technique to act. So it was the challenge was to keep the balance between his fresh and the control, and because this scene is so fresh, but we shoot it many times. So at the same, every time you have to push the water and to do the same, and so. But it was not the last shoot. Just after he do it more, and at this moment there was water everywhere, so it was too much, of course. But for him it was funny also to shoot this. And what was also important is the bathroom, because we built the house, and it was important for me that we can't change the wall. Usually when you build a house, you can move the wall and to change, and so I really don't want that. And I really want that when they saw, my crew saw the bathroom, say, oh my God, it's too small, and I say, yes, I want that. And because it was important for me that the body touch them. When you go from the entrance at the bath, they have to touch them, because it's very small place. And I think it's also a directing actor to take the decision to say, I will build a small bathroom, because they have no choice. They can't move 2 meters.
The space becomes an actor also.
Yes, and so they act with that. Of course, they have no choice. If someone come, he touch him and he do something, and it helps the actors also. So I think it's very important to think about that also, because it helps the actors.
So we talked about the physical preparation, and you also talked about the fact that when you worked with Casey, you told him what acting meant, really, like what it is to be an actor. How much does he know about the story, the whole film? How much does he know about your idea of what the story should be like?
No, for him it was difficult for him to understand, of course, all the story, but I give him picture to put in his room. So picture I like or have a resonance with his character. And I explain him the story very simple, but I don't want that he read or someone read him the script. He don't read the script. And for Sister, of course, I explained him a lot. The film, it was very important, because at the beginning, he don't like his character. He hate his character. And he said he's a thief, he's bad, he's a bad boy, I don't like him, I hate him. Sometimes he have repulsion with his character. And it was a big work to give him the, how to say, the love of his
confidence.
character.
Yes, okay.
Yes, to understand. And I show him documentary about poor child. I show him and we made experience also. Her coach, it's not my idea, it was the idea of the coach, because he say he's a thief, it's bad and so, and she organized in a supermarket in Switzerland. She asked her, she give him money, and she say you have to buy food for your mother, and you are poor, you just have that, go, and he go, and he don't have enough, of course, because he take very expensive things. And she said, if you don't have any more, you steal. And of course, the direction of the supermarket know that, but Casey don't know that.
That they know.
And she told him, now you steal. And he said, oh no, I can't. And she said, yes, you have to steal, and he do it. And after it was very interesting because we asked him what you feel when you steal, and say, oh, in my hair it was very, I have frissons, I don't know, and
I have goosebumps.
Yeah. And goosebumps. I feel it's something in my hair, and he explained us what he feel in his body, and he talk a lot about the sensation he never steal before, and so we may experience like that can feel what it means to have no money.
So let's look at Sister. Let's see the little part of the film. In the short film, Kacey Mottet Klein, Birth of an Actor, Casey explains that in the beginning for him acting was imaginary. It was like a children's game for him. And then after that he became conscious of how to put himself into the character, how to embody the character. And you witnessed this process, his change and his evolution. Can you talk a little bit about this, how you, when you saw that he was changing?
Yes, so I write the film for him. He was in my head during the writing process. And yes, it's when I start to work with him, I can feel that all the work we did on home stay after 2 hours. I say, okay, he don't change the base. We work during months. He's here. And now we can go deeper, and it was really great because all the big work I already do it. So now I really work with as really an actor, a professional actor, and he was really like a Stradivarius in a way.
Yes,
because we are very close with Casey, because we work together on home, and I can tell him just he do something, and I say, Casey, can you do it just a little more like that? And he did it, and I don't know what he did exactly. Usually, when you ask not usually, but sometimes you ask to actor to do more something like that, and you see which way he go and what he used to do it like that. And with Casey, I really don't know. I say, can you do it more like that? And he did it, and I don't know what he used in himself, but he do it. And I was so, wow, I say, he's amazing actor. And so for me, it was...
Did he have any acting experience in between the films? Did he
yes,
do other films?
He did Serge Gainsbourg, Une vie héroïque, the biopic on Serge Gainsbourg, so as a child. And after I asked him not to play a lot because this character is so difficult and so hard. And yes, but it really was it was like a Stradivarius in a way, yes. And we talk about color also. He say, oh, do you want I do it blue? It was a game between us, but Yes. Yes, but we see the scene how he's still, and it's so difficult. It looked like very easy, but he has so lot of gesture to do in a rhythm. It's not easy to do that. Even for a professional actor, he's like that. He look at that, and when he decide to steal, it's like he have to go very quickly. Yeah. And he do it, and he's a child, so he don't eat his mousse au chocolat, so he have to test it very quickly, like that. And at the moment he decide he will steal, he have to go very, very quickly, and it's one shot. I don't cut it, and it look like very simple, but it's so difficult to do. Yes, yeah.
Okay, I think we have like 15 minutes left, so it's really your opportunity to ask questions or make commentaries. Yes, please, just go ahead, get the mic.
Hi, I would like to ask you about, I'm from Mexico, and I think I'm a filmmaker, I'm director, and for me, in my perception, the casting process is really important when it's about a film that it's based on narration and the building of characters. And sometimes I feel the casting process is really cold and distant. And I would like to ask you, how do you face that process? And do you have a different method? Because it seems like it's more warm, it's more intimate, and you build some good relationship with the actors you're casting, and well, that's important. Also, if you can talk about the tone, because the tone in these clips is amazing, and how important is for you the tone on your stories and in your filmmaking.
No, it's true that I'm surprised sometimes to see the casting. It's as you say, it's very cold, and I really don't do like that. Usually for Isabelle Huppert, I was thinking about her when I write the script, and when you start the process of production, you say, okay, we will ask her, and she said yes, so it was great. But I was very lucky. But so I didn't make a casting. I don't make a lot of casting. I made for Sister, I just cast for the character of Léa Seydoux. I saw maybe 7 young actresses, and I spent 3 or 4 hours with them. It was not a casting, it was work. So it was a long process to work with them and to go very deep, to see what they have in the body, and I did it with Casey all the time. Because it's what is very important. It was the couple, the mother and the son, and all the actress was great, but it was just a question of this couple, of course. And no, I like to do the casting by myself, and also with child, I do it when I start with home, and with a child, I ask them, because Kacey Mottet Klein, Naissance director, start with that. He said, fuck, shit, like that. The film start like that. And I like to ask to the children to say very bad things. And it's very interesting because you can go very faster, because if they say, oh no, and you try again, and if they don't want, you say, okay, they will... they don't want to act, because it's and Casey was so happy. He says the best fuck shit, and he has so desire and pleasure to say so horrible things, and it's very interesting with the child. Do it, you will see. It's very interesting. So, and it go very faster, because when you see children, you have to go very. You can't spend hours with them. You have to go very quickly. So it's a good way to cast. But it's true that I like casting. It's not a casting. It's a work. It's a session of work. It's never a casting, as usual.
Second part of the question was about the sound. Yeah.
Le ton.
Le ton.
Le ton. It's not the sound. It's le ton.
No, it's not the sound. It's the tone.
The tone.
Yeah.
Le ton, quoi, le ton.
It is clear, or.
Yes, I like not to be, maybe I'm a little claustrophobic, but I don't like to be in a box to say this film is a comedy or is a drama or is a... And for for example, I really want to start like a comedy. It's very... there is humor at start and so, and after it's more drama, and after it's more like a science fiction film, a horror film. I was thinking about The Bird of Alfred Hitchcock. I love Alfred Hitchcock so much. And it was really a challenge. It's not so easy to mix different tone. And also with the music I mix, because there is classical music, Jean-Sébastien Bach, Django Reinhardt, heavy metal. So there is so different music also. And yes, I really like to not to be in a box with a one tone. I'm clear.
With a label, yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it clear for you? Do you want to elaborate on?
Yeah, it was more like how do you get that close to life moments, like the moment in home. It's great and it's so real and it's like documentary might be. I mean, for me, I think like sometimes the best part of fiction is when it's more close to a documentary, and that is what I mean, the close to life tone in your work.
It's not improvisation, no, because and with the light from Agnès Godard, there was a light, so we can't do like that or that, and with the cars, it was so difficult to shoot. So it is in this film there is really no improvisation, but I'm lucky to work with Isabelle Huppert and Olivier Gourmet. So when you work with them, it's a gift. You just say the minimum to the character, but we talk a lot with them, and Olivier is amazing also, because Olivier Gourmet is really he wants to have a relationship outside of the shooting. So with Casey, he was very close. He do a lot of things with him to be like a father outside of the. So he's very. Impliqué. He's very.
He implies himself very much into that.
Yes, exactly. And so sometimes I go to Casey and say push water on Isabelle and so and I.
How much time of preparation did they have together as a family, like the whole team?
No, we have no time, because I saw Isabelle and Olivier just 3 hours. Because of their planning, they shoot a lot, and I work with the children. So I work with Casey alone a long time, not on the script, at the end of the script, but alone with him. And after I work with him and Marion, the young girls. Yes. And after we work maybe 3 days with the 3 children together. But I never worked before
with the hold.
No, they meet on the set. And what was funny also, it's that I understand after the shooting. Usually, I understand after the shooting how I work and why I did it like that and so. But I think it's better not to understand everything
part
how you work.
Yes.
But I work with the actor on home like the character. It's very, because for example Marion, the young girl, is very scientific. She counts the cars and she say we will die and so, and she's very
straight. Yeah.
Yes, straight and rational and so. And the actress was very. She have a big memory, and I direct her like a mathematic method. It was very strange. I say so. You say this sentence between murmure. How we say murmure? Murmure and voice. You wait 3 seconds. You put your head like that. You say your sentence normal. You wait. I don't know, 1 second. So it was very, very, very mechanic. Because at the end it looked like totally natural.
Absolutely.
Yes, and it was the best method with her to work. Of course, I spoke with her about the character and so on, blah, 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 but at the end, the best way to go directly to the results was to work with her like that. And with Casey, it was more like the character, because the character had a lot of energy. He received all the neuroses of the other character, and I was more energetic with him. And for example, when he pushed,
he's pounding on the door.
Yes, on the door. I do it just on the wall, and I say, look, I can do more, and say, no, and you want to do more. And so it was more energetic acting. So after I say, it's true how I was not the same, I not use the same
with
direction
with
all the actor. Yes, it's yeah.
Okay, we have time maybe for one or two questions. Micro.
Okay, I'm here. Sometimes children or teenagers get bored easily. I mean, they sometimes have a problem with discipline. For example, being on a set at 8 a.m. for 8 weeks, and they maybe could, after the first emotion of being an actor, could drop you in the middle of a shooting. I ask you, when you do a casting, are you able to understand if a child or a teenager will be able to stand the stress of a set, a part of being potentially talented, but also being able to accept this great effort?
It's a good question. You are never sure of that. You can't say before. Maybe you can feel it, because with Casey, I can feel that he likes acting. He has pleasure. He was not really like the other child, to be honest. He was very, how to say, very singular boy. And he was so happy on the shooting with Olivier, Isabelle. For him, it was wow. And it was difficult. What was terrible when we shoot the night, he was sleeping, and I wake him to say, "Oh, you have to be very, to be happy," and to say that. And he was sleeping, and for my heart, it's very difficult. This moment, he said, "No, I want to sleep." So you need time. You have to have discussion with him, and so. But at the end, he did it. I'm very lucky. But Casey is very an exception. I think he have really something to do with the acting. Maybe on the set, it's the best place of his life. Yes, he's so happy. He told me yesterday.
He's saying this also at the end of the short film. He says he's really like between films. He's waiting for another chance to live that, to go into that depth of experience. Yeah.
And now he's with. He plays now. He can't come here because he's with André Téchiné film, the main character now. So, but for child, yes, it's you never know what happened. But maybe you can feel it if he like, if he want. And when I work with him months and months with Casey, I say, okay, if he can do that, he can do the shooting. The shooting was more
fun.
Yes, more fun and more because it was very difficult. What we did, not difficult, but all the weekend we worked together a long time, and I want to test if he can stay, concentrate. It was so important. So during your preparation, you work with the child. Don't be afraid to go far with him and to ask him a lot, because on the shooting it will be more cool for him, because you don't shoot so much. And maybe yes, I say okay, if he can support me during months before.
If he can stand you, yes.
Yes, sure. Because it was more difficult for him, really. Yes, and for sister also, it was very difficult before. Yeah, not difficult, but hard.
Yes, please.
You just said that you worked with Isabelle in a way, kind of micromanaging her directly to the point as you were working with Isabelle. Do you think that kind of performance can get her, for example?
Oh, this was not Isabelle. It was the actress of the young girl, Marion.
Yes, a young girl.
Oh, sorry, the Marion.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Marion.
Do you think that kind of micromanaging can get a good performance prize, like an acting prize, from festivals like Berlinale or other ones?
I'm not sure I completely understood. You think like as a method to
Yeah, exactly.
to make a method out of this mechanical directing?
No, I think that if you are, I think that there is no method really. I use sometimes hyperventilation, things like that. I make things that it helps you sometimes when you are in difficulty or so.
Like but breathing techniques and
yes, it helps you sometimes. But at the end, it's you in front of an actor. And with Marion, I can feel that the best way to go to the character was this method, but it was very empiric. I don't say, okay, I will do like that, and so I can feel that it's the best way and the faster way also.
So you go by trial and error. If it wouldn't work, then you would try something else with her.
Yes, exactly. And I think that for me, it's me, but for me there is really no method, and even for one actor it changes. It depends the scene, what you have to do, and sometimes you leave the actor alone, sometimes you are with him before, you help him, and really I think that the method is that there is no method, yeah.
I am really sorry because not only you but also I would have many more questions to ask you, but I think our time is up.
You have understand my English because I'm ill and I don't speak very well, so it's very terrible for me. No, it's okay.
They look like they're understanding. Yeah. They don't have big question marks in their faces. Okay, does it happen to you also what Casey is saying at the end of the film, that he has to go through a mourning process and deuil?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Do you have the same thing, that you have to separate from your actors, from your characters?
No, I was so happy to see him yesterday, and no, I'm very happy that now he do his own way. So he worked with André Téchiné. So wow, it was a.
It's very special to see somebody grow like this.
Yes, exactly,
yes.
And he shoot a lot now, and it's maybe I'm happy because it's maybe because of the work we did together. Because I don't, as I told you, I don't steal something and I say okay, now it's finished. That's why you saw a lot of children who have one main character and after they don't shoot.
This is what I was talking about, and directors even like propose it like a possibility to work like this.
Yeah.
I think it's like.
And Casey has really a good base, so I'm very happy that our strong work at the end. Now we work with André Téchiné. It's for me, it's the best gift, of course.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. And.